A lot of recruiters, they just simply think that they know better. If you don't evolve, you will absolutely get left behind. You can risk burning bridges. Recruitment is a business where it can just feel like the best business in the world or the worst business in the world. Stop wasting money on tools and hiring. Hello guys, and welcome back to another exciting video. Here, we're gonna talk about why, in my humble opinion, most new recruitment agencies are going to fail or remain broke. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Preston. I'm a professional recruiter. I literally started my journey over 10 years ago. I joined a US staffing agency in New York City, award-winning, and basically became one of the top producers out of 300 nationwide, surpassing $500,000 on my own desk, and also the coveted $100,000 per month mark as well in my first year. In 2015, I decided to take the ultimate bet on myself and somehow continued to replicate that success. Made over $524,000 my first year and made that minimum every single year. Best year was about $800,000, all the way to present day. Grateful to say, made millions and millions and millions, and now we're scaling a seven-figure agency where we work with some of the best companies out there. So if you're new here, again, super welcome that you're here and excited to talk to you a little bit about this topic that I know is very top of mind and relevant for everybody. So when it comes to the first reason, it is mainly that a lot of recruiters, they just simply think that they know better, right? Hey, Preston, I recruited for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years before talking to you. I've made six figures, multiple six figures, even millions of dollars in the past. I don't have to change or learn anything. Well, you know what? That's great. But here is the real truth. To me, it really doesn't matter how long you've been recruiting before talking to me or how much amazing money you've made in the past. The real question is, can you continue to do it now? Because the landscape of recruitment now is more different than what it was 5, 10, 12, 15, 20 years ago. It's changing literally in front of our eyes so fast. And so because of that, what you've done that worked in the past will not necessarily mean that it will work now or into the future, right? Past does not guarantee future lifestyle income or future and present success. Absolutely not. If you don't evolve, you will absolutely get left behind. The people that we talk to that are really struggling right now, a lot of them unfortunately have this some sort of mindset saying, hey, I made millions, I made multiple six figures, I've done X, Y, and Z, really puffing up their chest, proud of their past accolades, but they're struggling now. And the main reason is they are actually not making any effort to really evolve with the times. The reason why I studied 10 years ago and the reason why we were still able, and me on my own desk, able to be profitable consistently at the highest level every single year is on top of like my fundamentals, on top of my understanding of technology and all that stuff. Most importantly, I chose to evolve and adapt to the times and never just really get complacent with the understanding that just because something worked in the past, it works now. I think that is like the most detrimental and harmful mindset anyone can have in any business, but specifically in recruitment. Another interesting thing that we noticed is that we also get a lot of people who give us the vibe like, hey, recruiting is easy. I'll just figure it out. Yeah, I think it's not rocket science. You're not building a rocket here. I think conceptually recruiting is easy. Like people can understand, oh, I need to find companies. Oh, I need to find candidates. Oh, let me just like figure it out, muscle my way and just kind of cram the two together. And you can absolutely still make it happen. You can absolutely still make money doing that. But chances are either you'll do it badly, you'll be completely inefficient, or most importantly, you won't even be able to figure out how to do it at all, right? And I think that one of the worst things that you can do is if you do things incorrectly, like, yeah, you can, find a way to muscle your way and get a candidate and maybe a client. But if you do things incorrectly, you engage incorrectly, you don't really follow best practices, you can risk burning bridges. And you really don't want to do that on any side, clients or candidates, because at the end of the day, recruitment is a relationship business and people will not necessarily remember everything you say to them, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And if you word things correctly, you spam them, you're too aggressive, there could be a chance if you burn a bridge, that client, that candidate will never want to work with you ever again. And so to me, the risk is just too great. You don't even want to like go out there and do things incorrectly. And even if you're not burning bridge, the question is, yeah, you could just figure it out, but there's also no guarantee you'll ever figure it out. And if you do, most importantly, how much time are you willing to figure it out? And how do you value time? When we talk to people right now in 2025, the biggest hiring push literally is happening now. And if you really want to be productive, if you really want to create that momentum into the holidays, into the New Year's, or really any time in the world, you really just have to kind of move fast and take action, right? And I think for a lot of people, they're like, hey, I can just figure it out myself, but that's fine. But are you willing to spend the days? That's best case scenario. What about weeks? What about months? What about years? Are you willing to go years without a client? Are you willing to go months and multiple weeks without a client, or just spending on frivolous random technologies or hiring the wrong person, not knowing what you're doing, just literally increasing your financial hole over and over and over again, right? I can't tell you what to do, but everyone has their own situation and understands what context they're in. But chances are, like, I'm pretty sure you want to stop wasting money. You want to stop hiring the wrong person. You want to really start learning how to do things correctly so you can stop wasting time. Don't live in the future. You got to do it now and do whatever you can to take action and help yourself get that success and results now. If not, someone's going to beat you to it. The year is going to go by. You can wait a month or two and then you just wasted a quarter, right? And so again, everything happens very, very quickly. And if you want to come in, learn it properly and take ultimate and most importantly, take action. When it comes to just like this business, it's super simple, right? One person, if they have the right fundamentals and they have the right technology and the right mindset and the work ethic, there should be no reason why a single person cannot be making minimum of $300,000 to $500,000 by themselves, right? And so that's an easy benchmark and a rule of thumb that you can measure yourself and others by. And it doesn't matter to me if you have 20 years, 50 years of experience. It doesn't matter if you made $7 million 5 years ago. Can you do that now? And you'd be surprised how many people who live in the past are really struggling now, because we are living in the most wonderful, fast changing time in recruitment, which I think could be a blessing for a lot of people if they're taking the right steps and they're pivoting and they're adapting or evolving. But it can also be like the most painful time to be in recruitment if you just are being stubborn and you fail to understand the importance of evolving. And you're like, you know what, if this works before in the past, it'll work again. Like those types of people are absolutely going to, be in a lot of pain. And I think recruitment is a business where it can just feel like the best business in the world or the worst business in the world if you do not know what you're doing or you haven't dialed in the right tech or systems or client acquisition. Stop wasting money on tools and hiring. Learn how to do it yourself properly. And then the tools and hiring are there to help you get time back, but outsource and move faster instead of being just an over-reliant silver bullet. A lot of people feel like they can just buy this business, right? This applies to people who purchase existing recruitment businesses. Real quick, if you ever thought about starting your own recruitment agency or you're a recruiter struggling to land clients, you'll want to check out our coaching and implementation program. Inside, I give you the exact scripts, the outreach templates, and acquisition systems I used to hit over $500,000 my first year, scale to over $100,000 months, and do over $5 million in placements on my own desk. Our students are already hitting $30,000, $50,000, even $80,000 per month or more. Many of them doing it part-time. So if you want to learn the same playbook, the link's below. It's exactly what I use. Now back to the video. The second point is a lot of people feel like they can just buy this business, right? This applies to people who purchase existing recruitment businesses. Maybe they got one handed down from their father or their friend, or maybe they purchased a franchise or something similar. The crazy thing is I had no idea that franchise opportunities for recruitment agencies actually existed. And that to me was surprising. But the second thing surprising to me is like how much money these people are paying only to like come back to someone like me and be like, you know what? I'm learning nothing. I learned nothing. We are struggling. The training is horrible or non-existent, or like we don't know what we're doing, or all we're getting taught is outdated methods. Like just to give you an example, I know people who spent maybe 40, 50K on the low end to almost 80 to 100K on the high end. And that to me is mind-boggling because recruitment is one of those most affordable businesses anyone can start. Like I started with my fiance's credit card with less than $2,000. And I went from immediately 2K in the red to over 500K in profit, right? In my first year. To understand like the fact that people are willing to spend tens of thousands, maybe six figures to get this business started without the right support, without the right tech, to me is just crazy, like ungodly. And like, I didn't even know that existed. But now that I'm aware of it, I'm like, wow, if you're in this space right now, I'm not saying all franchises are bad. I think like if you're looking to do a McDonald's or a Subway sandwich or Pizza Express, yeah, franchise is great. For recruitment, I'm not really sure. And aside from like the very steep, just the fee that you have to pay, like you have to understand, is the training actually good? Like who's actually training you? Are they still in the trenches? Is the technology actually good, or is it overpriced, clunky dinosaur that have the right features that you're looking for, right? And unfortunately, it's more the latter. I've yet to hear from someone or people who have predominantly positive experience that are crushing the markets now, right? And so in this business, if you really can't do, you won't be able to manage or lead a team effectively. I think like if you purchase a profitable recruitment business and you don't have any training yourself, you just got to hope to God that the business continues profitably forever into the future. Whoever is running it understands the importance of leveling up, evolving, and updating. If not, that business, most likely at the speed at which recruitment is changing and industry-wise, is going to come to a halt or stagnate very quickly. You have to understand like who is actually managing or training you, right? In these businesses. Like, is the trainer still in the trenches? If they're not, how do you have enough confidence that what they're teaching you will actually help you? Is it tech outdated or is it too expensive? Like we talk to people who spend thousands a month on tools and these tools don't even actually help them. Like that's crazy to me, right? We talked to this one guy who's spending like $6,000 a month on tools. And after a couple suggestions, I'm like, hey, this is what you should do. They're spending less than about $350 a month, $350 a month on tools. Are they teaching you a strategy that actually works? Like to me, again, it does not matter if the strategy worked a year ago or 2 years ago. Can it work now? It's literally literally that simple. Like, can you teach me something that literally works now, that what you're doing, if I implement it to a T, it would work? If not, you're absolutely following and barking up the wrong tree, and you will unfortunately set up yourself in a situation where it can cause a horrible demise, or you just be stuck and in a lot of pain. And I would hate for anyone to be in that situation. The third reason is that people have the right mindset or thinking when it comes to the market or niche. So a lot of people tell me, hey, I can just start this business in any market. Technically, yes. Like, we have people in our program that are in every single sector imaginable, from construction to aviation to life sciences to healthcare to tech. But at the end of the day, you have to understand you are a recruiter, but you're also a business owner, and both have to always be balanced, right? And so what I mean by that is you have to start a business in a market or niche that makes sense and is feasible, it's viable. Is the market big enough? Is there enough activity, right? Is it active? Are companies actually hiring in that market? Or is it going against like some sort of crazy, unprecedented set of events that is unique just to that niche and geographical area? So for example, if you are specializing and wanting to specialize a business that's AI software engineers in San Francisco, my God, it's absolutely possible to get up and running. But the whole world and everyone in San Francisco, it wants to specialize in AI, right? That's all anyone can think of. So if you're thinking about starting that, you are asking for yourself to be in a world of pain where the level of competition is astronomical, and it's just going to take a lot more time and effort to get any conversations going. If you are sitting on a big pile of cash and it's your prerogative, it's your business, you can do whatever you want, maybe that makes sense. But if you're like most of us, where we want to make a living and we need to make money now, is that the best course of action? Maybe, maybe not, right? If you want to find results quickly, then I would recommend you look into maybe other titles within AI that are a little bit less competitive, maybe different geographical areas, maybe different types of roles entirely, or businesses to target, right? There's a lot of things that you can do. But, we also, another example is we talked to a company in Canada, and their business is strictly based on the political consequences of the tariffs that are happening between Canada and US. And their niche literally can make or break depending on what happens there on a weekly, monthly basis. And so it's always up and down, up and down, up and down. And so I talked to these guys and they're like, hey, because of the tariffs, we can't do anything for 3 months. I'm like, great. So like, what does that mean? Are you okay just like sitting down, twirling your fingers for 3 months, not making any money? Like, are you guys already that wealthy and that rich and you're sitting up upon cash? If you are, my goodness, I'm jealous. Like, congrats, right? Or like, are you really in pain and you need solutions and you need to find a way to make money? And if it's the latter, then you got to also put on your business CEO hat, and maybe it makes sense for you to pivot. Maybe it makes sense to choose different locations, titles to pivot while your primary market stabilizes, right? Every single one of us here has different bank accounts, different contexts, different like risk appetites, different speed, different goals. But at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter what market you're going into. It just has to match your business goals as well and your time horizon. If you're like, hey, I have a lot of cash and I'm willing to wait 6, 9, 12, 2 years to make nothing, but wait that long for my primary market to stabilize, great, do it if you're okay with it. But for probably most of us here, we can't wait that long. And so if you can't wait that long, what are some more short-term solutions that you can implement right now? And that's where you got to put on your business hat to really balance out your recruitment hat and be like, what can I do as a business to make sure I can still make a living, support my family, support my lifestyle, and make money? If you were just banging your head against the wall and hoping for a different result, you're just like asking for, something that just is unrealistic. That's how you literally define insanity, right? So if you're starting a business, like with any business, it's got to be with a good market, good niche, something that you can scale into, something that's really active. And this is absolutely something that we take very seriously at our agency. When we help others start theirs, we absolutely walk you hand in hand to make sure like your titles, your niche, your market is absolutely focused. Last but not least, we also talk to a lot of people who believe that they do not need tech moving forward. Somehow they are allergic to technology. They want to live like the Amish, no offense to them, or like they just don't understand the importance of it. And that's fine. As of the shooting right now, you can absolutely still make money and be successful without using any technologies, doing things manually. But by goodness, is technology a game changer? And most importantly, there is absolutely no excuse not to use tech or seriously look into it right now. 10 years ago when I started, for me to research 25, 30 companies manually took me minimum maybe half a day to a full day. Now, not even 2 to 3 minutes on a given day because it's fully automated, hands off. Complete game changer. Now I can use all of that time on things that actually matter, closing clients, closing candidates, and doing placements and making money, right? The gap is going to get wider and wider, and the people who do not use technology will be outcompeted. It's just going to happen. Even if you don't believe me, that's fine. But it's happening literally as you speak right now. The tech, in my opinion, is the great equalizer, right? That's why people with like brand new, with 6 days of experience, has the chops and the fortitude to outperform recruiters who've been doing it for 10, 20, 30 years because of using technology, right? Technology is the ultimate equalizer where it allows you to do more faster at a scale that was not possible at all, right? Before in the past, if you wanted more clients, you wanted more candidates, you simply had to hire more people, more bodies in the room, right? Now that's completely turned upside down. If you want more clients, you just ramp up your system. If you want more candidates, you just ramp up the system. If you have too many clients, you just ramp down the system. You don't need to hire anymore. It's literally the click of a button, all completely automated, hands off, and you can keep your expenses lean. You can maximize your profit margins. Like, life is freaking great, right? This is the reason why solo recruiters and even small teams are consistently now outperforming larger ones who are still choosing to be dinosaurs and be completely manual. If you do not evolve and make an effort, you will absolutely get left behind. This is why we're also going through an unprecedented time where even large recruitment companies and staffing agencies are now starting to do layoffs, because the golden era of doing things the old way is now over. You have to pivot, you have to evolve. If not, you will get left in the dust from recruiters who are younger than you, who are spending less than you, who have smaller teams than you, because they're a lot more efficient. This is now the future of recruitment. Technology and AI is not here to replace us. It's here to help recruiters do our jobs better. All the times that we spend outsourcing and researching and personalizing, all those minutes and hours, you can now get back and focus on things that actually matter: doing placements, developing relationships, maintaining communications, stakeholder management. All that important stuff will just get loaded more on recruiters as we can focus more on that and less on the mundane things that take up all of our time. So guys, I hope that this video helped. Really would love to kind of hear from you where you are on this journey. If you think that I left anything out, please let me know. But really just always appreciate your time and here to give you as much value. And we'll see you on the next one.